everyone, welcome to Girl STEMpede. Our guest today is Vlada Bortnik, the co-founder and current CEO of Marco Polo, a video messaging and video hosting mobile app. Hi, Ms. Bortnik. Thank you for being here today.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. Really love being here.
Before we get into our actual questions, I wanted to ask you an icebreaker, which is if you could meet any female in STEM from history, who would it be and why?
There's so many, it's hard to pick. I think my favorite, the person I want to meet would be Marie Curie.
Mm-hmm.
She is the first woman to get a Nobel Prize, and in two different, she's the first person I think to get prize in two different science fields, and she works with her husband. So I would love to find out how she did it.
Yeah, I mean, she was definitely a trailblazer, and I think learning about her and learning about all the accolades she got and the Nobel Prizes is really cool. So I would obviously love to meet her as well. That would be awesome.
How she persevered through, I mean, so early, like in Poland during that time, it was really hard to be a woman and try to be a scientist. So be able to persevere through that. I mean, she ended up moving to France, but anyways, I would love to meet her.
No, me too. And just thinking about probably all the things that maybe she helped discover that weren't even credited to her, learning about that side too, because we know about her and we praise her for the things we know explicitly that she helped with, but there might be a bunch of other things that she helped find that no one knows she helped with. So I think that would be really cool as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my first real question is, could you briefly tell us what you do and could you take us through your typical day? So what is the best part? What's the worst part, etc.?
Sure. So Marco Polo is a video chat app for your closest family and friends. It's really the best way to stay in touch. And I think the thing that differentiates us the most is our promise to the people who use Marco Polo, and our promise is that we create technology that's good for you. So we really don't do any of the patterns that typical companies do in terms of getting hooked on using it. We don't have likes or counts of likes, like things like that. And the best thing is our business model is not ad revenue driven, it's driven by subscription. So the business model is really aligned with what we're trying to do in the world. So that's the snippet about what Marco Polo is. And my role is a CEO, which is really actually difficult to describe because it encompasses so many different things. And the reason why I love my job is that it's really different day to day. I mean, at the highest level, my job is to steer the company well. And that involves both having conversations with our board of directors, external advisors to make sure that I'm getting all the right inputs, as well as like our leadership team. But it also means digging in on some of the harder challenges, getting like a deeper understanding, see how I can unblock stuff. And it also means spending time hiring. So they're just like, it's basically you own the whole ship and you're looking for ways that you can help make the ship move in the right direction faster. Is, I would say, the summary of my job. The best part of my job is, there's two, so I'm not gonna pick, I'm just gonna say two. The best part of my job is definitely working with my team. Like our team is just really incredible. Everybody who joins Marco Polo is here because they all believe in our purpose of helping people feel close. So it's a very purpose-driven group of people who are very humble and sort of like leave their egos at the door. And so I really love that. It's like really inspiring for me. The other part that I love about my job are the people who use Marco Polo. Like the letters that we get or the interviews that I get to do with people who actually use Marco Polo are just amazing. You know, and every week we listen to a testimonial from one of the people who use Marco Polo. And this week, it was this person who was stationed in Korea when COVID broke out, and then he couldn't come back to his family, and his wife just had a baby. And so he was stuck overseas, and the only way he was able to stay connected was through Marco Polo. And because of what we created, he was able to literally see his kid grow up, you know, day by day, because the 6-hour difference like made it too difficult for them to have live calls. Anyway, so stories like that, I love hearing, and I really appreciate. My worst part of the job, I think that was the other part of your question, is that right?
Yeah.
My worst part of the job, well, when things are not working out and having those uncomfortable conversations with humans who are doing their best, and, you know, having the conversations around like, okay, you might be doing your best, but maybe we need to bring somebody in to help you, or here's how you might change. That's always really hard for me. And then the other pieces that I used to do, but now we have somebody who's the head of finance who does for me. And that's dealing with like taxes and like accounting, kind of like all the basic stuff. It's so critical for the company. And for me personally, it's not energy giving.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. I feel like that's a very difficult part of creating a business or a company. And I think it's also something that's very, very necessary if you want to make any profit or make your, passion into a business. So I think that's really challenging. But what you were saying about one of your favorite parts being like being able to hear about the people who use Marco Polo and being able to see the joy it brings them, I think that's such a unique perspective for someone in STEM, because a lot of the time, I think a stereotype of STEM, especially the science part or, the computer science part, is that it's very, individual. You're not working with other people. So the fact that you have that other side of it where you are and you're, catering to the wider audience and you get to hear about someone watching their child grow up or, someone having an incredibly awesome experience with Marco Polo, I think that is something that, at least for me, would make the job really, really special. So it's awesome that you get to experience that.
Yeah, thank you.